Alright, hey guys, so this year at PAX Prime 2012, Nintendo hosted a cool event to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Kirby series. And to do that, they sort of thought a little bit outside of the box, and I have to admit it was a pretty cool idea for them to think of, in that they wanted to break the Guinness World Record for most people blowing bubblegum in the same room at the same time. And to do that, they were handing out these little flyers when you went to the Nintendo booth, and I'm pretty sure they actually put these in the PAX swag bags as well. But it tells you and it invites you, join the heroic Kirby and hundreds of fans in a new Guinness World Records attempt for the most people blowing chewing gum at the same time. Now this is the kicker that got most people to the event, flocking down there in tons and tons of lines. Get a limited edition Kirby t-shirt and the chance to win other cool Kirby prizes during this record-busting bonanza while supplies last. You bring your chewing gum and bubble-blowing skills and we'll provide lots and lots of gum. So, yeah, and this was on, and check-in is at 1 to 2 p.m., event is 2 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, September 1st in the Q room. Now, I went up to the Nintendo booth where they were demoing the 20th anniversary collection for Kirby, and I was like, well, when should I head down? You know, check-in's at 1, do I have to be there at 1? And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure people are lining up right now, you should go down there. And that was around 11:30, and I was like, oh, come on now. You know, the event doesn't start until 2 o'clock. People are really that crazy for Kirby. Well, I decided I'll swing by the Q room, and that was around 11:45, and yeah, the line was already huge. So I decided to stand in line because I really wanted the Kirby shirt, which, by the way, this shirt is awesome, and it's the only time I'll ever wear a pink shirt is to represent Kirby, so got my shirt. But I had to stand in line for a couple of hours until, 2 o'clock when the event finally started. They handed out shirts before then, but the event started at 2, and that's when they, started getting everybody ready, prepping up their bubble gum. And to kind of pass the time along, they did do some trivia, which, they were giving away a Kirby plush, which I already had, and I can tell you one thing, if I had won this Kirby plush, I would have no room for it in my bags to bring back home. My bags were packed. So despite kind of knowing some of the questions, I decided to keep quiet and let somebody else win the Kirby plush, because I didn't want to be greedy. I have one already. I couldn't bring it home with me anyway. But they did Kirby trivia, which was pretty fun, and I had a front row seat, so when they had the Kirby mascot walk up in what I believe to be one of the craziest outfits that a mascot has ever had to wear. I mean, this thing was gigantic. Hopefully the person inside had air conditioning. They must, because it was just, wow, what a costume. But people that did attend, if you waited in line from the beginning, you only got a shirt. You didn't get the swag bag, which came with one of these, a Kirby squeeze ball, which is definitely really awesome. But they were giving these away at the Kirby Collection Nintendo booth. And then they also gave away a Kirby poster, which I got one of, but I had to leave that in Seattle with MetalJesusRocks because I couldn't bring that back home with me on the plane. I didn't have a poster tube, so I got to have that shipped back over to me. And one little other cool piece of, I guess, merch you can say, is they handed out these little flyers on how to chew bubblegum. Or how to blow bubbles, sorry. Chew your gum, do not eat it, even if you see Kirby eating his. 2. Roll gum into a ball so it resembles a tiny Kirby. Flatten gum against the roof of your mouth, place it behind your front teeth, and then take a huge gulp of air. Be careful not to swallow the gum or any Waddle Dees, and then blow as the 5th step. And then on the back it also tells you Kirby's Bubblegum-Blowing record-breaking bonanza. They tell you the steps that we took to sort of follow the rules. And I have to say, because this was sponsored by Guinness, they were really strict on the rules. They had very specific rules where if you blew your bubble and it popped, you had to sit down so that when they take the picture, you could not be counted in the record, the number of people that were blowing gum. So put on your Kirby t-shirt, take out your gum. When the embassy tells you to start chewing gum, chew on your gum for 1 minute. And they were very specific with this. You had to chew on your gum for 1 minute, apparently, before you can blow it. At the sound of the start signal, blow your bubble gum. And then once you have a nice round bubble gum, not too big that it pops, seal it with your lips and hold the bubble so that it remains intact for at least 30 seconds. The embassy will let you know when the 30 seconds are up. So you did have to blow a bubble and keep it for 30 seconds And then, if you do not successfully blow a bubble, or if your bubble pops or deflates before the 30 seconds are up, please sit down to avoid being counted in the final tally. And they were pretty strict with this. Like, they were not fooling around here. This was a serious world record attempt. And in the end, we did end up breaking the world record, which before used to be, I think, like 304, 320, something like that. People was the previous world record, and the new record was 500 and something. So we did break the world record. The event itself was a little bit underwhelming. They had a raffle to give away a couple of the new collection games. It was still really cool to take part in. There were some Kirby chants, and I know people that were not a fan of Kirby must have been like, what are those crazy people doing over there with all those pink shirts on? What is going on? But I had a lot of fun. Was it worth a couple of hours wait in line? Well, I got to share the event with you guys. I got my t-shirt, and I got a memory that'll probably be with me forever because it was a pretty unique event, and I can finally say I took place in a world record-breaking event. And yeah, that was the Kirby's 20th anniversary Bubblegum-Blowing World Record event at PAX Prime 2012. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all soon with another PAX video coming up here shortly.